There's a lot of talk these days about how to use your body to create more speed to hit longer golf shots. Well, although that's important stuff, what I'd like to say is that your hands are your only connection to the golf club. They're the primary mover of the shaft, controller of the face, and yes, they have a lot to say about how you produce speed, especially for recreational golfers that are hitting the golf ball a lot shorter than their favorite players on TV. So today I've got 4 simple tips, 3 associated with the hands, and yes, 1 relative to your body to help you create some effortless speed right now. So let's get into it. We got to start off with a little grip check. If your hands aren't connected correctly, you're not going to be able to create any hinge, you're not going to be able to create the face rotation that's going to start accelerating this club head through contact. So what we got to be able to do is make sure that this lead hand is rotated enough away from the target. Too many of you out there have got that lead thumb too much straight down the shaft. When your thumbs are straight down the shaft, your palms are facing each other, we call that a weak grip. A weak grip for a lot of players gets the face open, an open face into contact, plus you're adding some loft. Weak grip, weak hit. So if we can take this lead hand and turn it more away from the target, make sure it's settled down in the fingers, make sure the heel pad of your hand is on top, as opposed to having it in the palm just like that. You're going to feel this hand about 45 degrees rotated on top of the club. And once you do that, when you look down at your hands, I want you to see 1, 2, and maybe even a little bit of the third knuckle on that lead hand grip. Once you can do that, I want you to go ahead and hinge the club head up and down a couple of times to make sure your connection in your hands is allowing for some mobility out of that lead wrist. If you had this thing too much thumb straight down, too much in the palm, you wouldn't see any knuckles, possibly 1 if any, and it'd be really hard to get this club head elevating from the ground. So if I get a little stronger grip connection, that's going to give me better club face rotation and the ability to create some hinge to infuse into my lever system to start getting more club head speed. From here with your trail hand, this one's going to be sitting more in the fingers. If you were throwing a ball, you'd be holding that in your fingers to create a little bit of speed or a little bit of snap. So take your trail hand, come in from the side, wrap your fingers around the grip, make sure the palm or the pocket of that trail hand is right on top of that lead thumb, and away you go.
Hey guys, if you're watching today's video and you enjoy the tips, but you really want to take your game to a whole nother level, my friends here at Performance Golf are hosting beautiful 2-day immersive golf schools with the best golf coaches in the world all around the United States. You know, I find a lot of golfers come in to see us and they're really not able to identify and fix their real root cause. And usually there's like 4 or 5 main swing issues we have, but finding the real one main root flaw that can domino effect and fix all the rest of the pieces is really the thing that makes or breaks someone's improvement. So if you want to make like 1 or 2 years worth of improvements in 2 days, I highly recommend you check out my friends at Performance Golf, these golf schools down below. Click the link down there, see if there's still a spot left in a location that works for you. It could be the thing that transforms your game. Look forward to having an awesome experience.
Once you have the proper grip, from here we need to start understanding how to use our hands and arms to create some speed. And the first thing that I would say is we need to be able to make a backswing where we create this very important relationship that I like to describe as 3 sides to a square. You can see here with my right arm, the club shaft, forearm, and my bicep are creating a little square, a little box right here. That means I've created some wrist hinge out of my trail wrist and also some hinge or fold out of my trail elbow. Well, whatever's happening on this side of the swing is going to mirror itself over on this side of the swing. So now my lead arm into the finish, again, 1, 2, 3 sides to a square. So what I want you to do from this slightly stronger grip, where you got some activity out of your wrists, you can hammer that ground, I want you to make a little 3/4 backswing, look over your shoulder, and make sure you can see that 1, 2, 3 side to a square relationship. From here, swing into your follow through, and now with the lead arm, try and see again the 1, 2, 3 sides to a square. So here's the deal. The faster you can go from one square to the other, the faster the club head is traveling right down here through the impact zone. So if you're not creating wrist hinge, if you're not creating these relationships between the shaft, forearm, and bicep, then we're not loading the swing or loading the circle with any potential energy. We're not delivering energy to the ball and getting that whipping effect into the follow through. So here we go, stronger grip, stronger hit, tap, 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 activate those wrists, 3/4 swings from one square to the other, and you should immediately start feeling a little bit more snap right here at the bottom of your swing. So all right, let's see where we're at. We got a stronger grip that gives us better wrist activity, better control of the club face, stronger grip, stronger hit. We've got this relationship in the backswing. We're creating 3 sides to a square out of our trail arm between the club shaft, forearm, and bicep. We reciprocate that same action on the target side with the lead arm. The faster we go from one square to the next, the faster the club is traveling through the impact zone. Next thing I want you to add is a little pronation. So what is pronation? Pronation is when this trail hand is rotating towards the target, like I'm shaking hands with the flagstick. And what that does is that gets the club face rotating, and the closing club face is going to be accelerating. So when we do these performance golf schools throughout the year, we have before and after videos of our students. And in one of our schools in Arizona, we saw out of 12 students that 10 out of 12 had the glove hand above the trail hand. So that club head is traveling very slow through the impact zone, whereas if we add some pronation, trail hand crossing over, glove hand below the trail hand, now we got some more speed out of that club head. So where do we see pronation? Well, we see pronation in golf swings. We see pronation in tennis. Here's a little forehand shot with a little pronation. I would say that if I took this tennis racket and I kept the racket face up to the sky, it doesn't move that fast. You can't really hear it whipping through the air a whole lot. If I add some pronation, now you can start to hear a little bit of speed, a little bit of speed. If you're throwing a ball, a baseball or a football, well, you start to get a little bit of pronation. So if you see a football coming out of the player's hands, they've got pronation. Baseball, they have pronation, unless they're throwing a curveball. Curveball, they don't have that same action. So pronation is giving us a fastball. So if we add some pronation into our golf swing, from a stronger grip, going from square to square, feeling the trail hand over, the glove hand under, now that ball's going to jump with a lot more speed off of that club face. So those are 3 tips relative to your hands. Grip, lever system, hands and arms, feeling the trail hand crossing over the lead hand with the glove hand under. The last tip, this is going to be a body tip. So a lot of times golfers come in for lessons and, well, they've got a series of problems. They want to stop slicing it, they want to hit it farther, they want to be more consistent. So if they're trying to hit it farther, I might say, what are you doing to try and make the golf club travel faster? And the number one thing I hear is I'm trying to create more turn or more rotation through the golf ball. And of course, to prove a point, I say, okay, I'm going to turn right now, and you tell me how fast this club head is traveling during the swing. Of course, it's not traveling fast at all. So the thing that we need to produce speed at the bottom of the golf shot is for the inside of the circle to slow down so the outside of the circle can speed up. It's a concept we call braking. So if we're looking at the movement of our body, in the backswing, my lead shoulder is rotating underneath my chin. In the follow through, I want my trail shoulder to simply occupy the space that my lead shoulder was in. So I'm creating a movement, shoulder under, shoulder to shoulder being in that same zip code. Well, if I start to over rotate my chest, turning, well, the inside isn't slowing down, so the outside can't speed up. So we need to make sure that, yes, we turn through to the target, but we understand how much turn is appropriate, and I think this shoulder to shoulder tip is really helpful. So here's my backswing, lead shoulder under my chin, trail shoulder replaces the lead shoulder, my body puts on the brakes and it stops here facing the target as opposed to over rotating my chest. All right, so you put it all together, different connection with those hands, strong grip, strong hit, activating that lever system. Making some swings, 3 sides to a square in the backswing, 3 sides to a square in the follow through. The faster we go from one square to the other, the faster the club travels through impact. Pronation. Get that trail hand rotating over the lead hand, glove hand under. If we keep that glove hand above, we're going to create a dead or a slow moving club head. The final thing is, understand how to use your body to put on the brakes. Slowing down the inside accelerates the outside, and you pick up some easy speed with 4 simple tips. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Put these new ideas into your game. You'll pick up some easy speed. While you're here, do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel, give us a like, leave those comments below. I'll see you next time right here on the Lesson Tee.